Okay, so back to creating a staircase. So we're going to put the staircase in this spot right here in this place. So let's go ahead and grab the stairs. We're going to change the run to right. And let's change the run width to 4 feet with our automatic landing. So I'm going to start the drawing here. Oops, maybe I should have had that left run. Okay, let's not do that. Escape. Left run. All right, not over far enough. And check mark. A little gap back here. So here, I don't want that. I can go ahead and highlight the staircase. I'm just going to use my directional arrows and move that back just a little bit. So now it's flush to the back. Let's go to 3D. And we have something that looks like that. Let's hide this wall. All right, that actually turned out pretty good. So now our next issue, once we have our stairs in, is obviously we have this floor that's covering my opening here, and we have the ceiling as well. So a couple of things we need to do to take that into consideration and get that fixed. Let's go to level 2 actually. And here I'm going to turn back on my underlay. Because I want to see where these walls are. And at this point, I'm going to select this flooring, and I'm going to go to Edit Boundary. This is where we can change the shape of this opening just by moving these magenta lines. And bring that around like this. And draw in a couple of others. Draw that here. All right. All right, I have missed the connection down here. That's okay. I can use my trim extend corner tool and just connect those two. And now that should work. Okay, the floor roof overlaps the highlighted walls. Would you like to join the geometry? No, we don't want to do that. Let's go to 3D. And it's looking pretty good. We need to do the next thing, same thing with our ceiling. So here I'm going to use my 3D view here. Select that ceiling, and we're basically just going to do the same thing. Edit boundary. Let's bring that right back to here. Oops, did that the wrong way. Silly. Should go this way. And green check mark. I still have a slight gap here. Can still, let's highlight that. That intersects the wall there. So let's see how that's looked. This isn't anything that's going to throw off your your drawing or your actual construction drawings, because your stair will actually be drawn in the detail drawing. A lot of times that's covered in Ms. A's architecture classes. So you're not actually getting your exact measurements on this project. This is so we can have the stairs in place for the model, but it is something that you want to take into consideration and make sure that you address that properly when you're doing your detailed drawings of your stairs. So for this, we can leave this here. Let's go ahead and do an angle view, see what we're looking like. Okay, that looks actually pretty nice. And notice that we do have this little opening right here. So you can put a wall here to kind of close that, depending on how your design is, or you can also use a railing to close that off. So let's go to level 2. Let's go to our railing tool, and we're just going to draw a railing here. To close off that gap so nobody walks down there. And let's go to 3D. Take a top-down view. Actually, we still have a gap here, so we probably want to move this back. That actually looks better. Since we've already drawn that, there's different ways we can correct that. Actually, that looks pretty nice right now, the way it is. Perfect. Let's do an angle view. Here you can see we have our railing in place. Let's take another side view. Take a look at where that railing is. So that railing is actually not on the floor at all. So we want to make sure that that goes in the correct place. So with that highlighted, I'm just going to use my directional arrows, and I can just move that so it's placed properly on here. Once again, all this will be drawn in stair details, and that would be the construction drawings that the contractor looks at, the details to create these stairs. So that actually looks pretty good. Let's see what else we've got going on today. That actually covers everything for today. Any questions about anything that we went over today? All right, what I'd suggest is just take your time and kind of practice with these stairs and things like this. Let's hide this again. So you should start having something that looks like this. Everything that we've checked in class so far has been, is in Canvas. Let's see, courses. Let's go to files. So everything's in schematic design for you to start drawing out your second floor, and everything that we've covered is in your lesson plans. So lesson plan 13, lesson plan 12, and then that mod. So you know everything that you need to do. Best thing to do is trying to keep up with this renovation as we go through. I got a quick question here. Let's see. I got a question. Okay. My ceiling has a gap where the staircase is. Okay. Now, without seeing your drawing, I'm not sure, like, is it a tiny gap like this where we could adjust that? Is it a gap where your ceiling isn't flush with your roof? Your ceiling isn't flush with your, let's see, like in between floors 1 and 2. where it looks like this, where your ceiling is here. Yes. Hold on 1 second. Okay, you should be able to share now. Okay, for this project, we've actually moved on. This is the project for our first, for the first one, for the first half of the semester. We've actually moved on to the second half of the semester. For this gap, if there's a spacing here, what I do is to correct this one, it looks like you should just be able to correct, yes, click on the flooring itself, and then you should be able to, yes, click on the floor. And then you should be able to go to edit boundary on the top. And then you should be able to scooch over that magenta line to the left. You should maybe, when you want to do it from a strictly top-down view, because it could be skewed at an angle view. But you should just be able to adjust it using that, and then just fill that gap. Yes, it is harder to see from this angle. But you should just be able to adjust that outline of the shape, and that will close that gap that you have there. Yeah, it isn't. It looks like you may still have ceilings in place or something here. I'm not sure, but honestly, I would probably not continue working on this project, because this is not the project we're going to be working on for our final. We have moved on to the final project, so this one is good for practice, but make sure that when you're actually doing your work, it is for the actual final project itself. Okay, cool. All right, let's go ahead. You can stop sharing now if you don't mind. And then if you're still having issues, reach out to me directly and we can kind of talk about it and see what we can do to get that fixed for you. Yeah, it looks like it's just a matter of getting those boundaries laid out correctly so it's filling that gap. But move on to the final project, please. Any other questions for class? All right, if not, that'll be it. Go ahead and we'll go ahead and drop. I am meeting with another student separately at the end of class, so if everybody else can drop, please. And then we can just reconvene on Monday. So everybody have a great weekend.